everyone, Suzi here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we're gonna talk summoning. Should you summon or should you save? Oh wait, there's more. I actually had an ending to this video talking about the situation in the US and everything overall. I guess, you know what, I'm gonna leave the ending the way it was before I read this post. So if anything contradicts it, it might be a little confusing. That's why I'm just gonna leave my thoughts, you know, just talking about the reality, and just reminding people, like, it is what it is, I guess, or be cautious or not. It's up to you at the end of the day. But let's see what they have to say. We have breaking news to cover. As I was about to post this video for today, I'm editing this in, and then we're going to go back to our regularly scheduled Should You Summon. So let's read it together. I haven't read it yet. No idea. All right. We know you're all wondering what's next for our game, and we hear you. We'd like to reassure you that we're working hard every day to make sure the game we love and love continues to thrive for a long time to come. Your concerns are our concerns, and we're doing everything we can to address the issues you are concerned about. We expect to have further news in about 2 weeks. As soon as we have more definitive information, we will communicate with you immediately. We ask for your patience and continued confidence in the game, and we promise to do our absolute best for you and the game we all love. Ensuring long-term stable operations in the US market is both our responsibility and our commitment. We are actively coordinating various matters and working hard to implement solutions to ensure that the game can provide you with a stable and sustainable experience. We appreciate the understanding and support of all the players. Your encouragement and support during this time mean a great deal to us. Meanwhile, we are still pushing forward with updates and development of game content. All the new content you've been looking forward to is being produced in an orderly manner and will be available to you soon. The major event and new gameplay of Valentine's Day are being produced and tested intensively, which I definitely talk about in this Should You Summon video. New challenges are expected to be available with these features launch. The new guild boss, the 8th boss, is under development, offering you more strategy-focused combat. The 8th boss? Whatever. Cooperative defense. Oh yeah, there's... No, that's not 8. I don't know where they're getting 8. It's fine. Cooperative tower defense. A new tactical co-op mode is coming soon. Stay tuned. A new class. A new faction, I thought. Oh boy, so this one says a new class. They said a new faction is coming in the Dev Insights. If you guys watch my Dev Insights, I give lots of fun stuff. Yeah. But a new class, a brand new class is in production, which will bring commanders a completely new way of combat. Oh, that's the ones that can move around the board. We already know about those, like the ones on horseback or whatever. All right, all of these contents are progressing steadily, and we'll update you on the latest progress at the appropriate time. Please believe that we're always here, constantly working to bring you a better gaming experience. We're incredibly grateful to all the commanders for your unwavering patience and support. Together, let's look forward to an even more exciting future together. So yeah, just, again, at the end of the day, this sucks for Moonton too. Not only does it just suck if you're a US player and your favorite game is gone, but they got caught in the crossfire. It's not like they wanted to kick out the US. So I guess having a little bit of patience and understanding there is still needed. I still don't know how to feel. Like you guys know, we've talked about multiple times about the fact that they didn't give us any notice. It just happened. And you gotta assume somebody knew. But maybe we're assuming wrong. Maybe they didn't expect to be caught up in the crossfire because it was a TikTok ban. Then ByteDance was like, sorry guys, you too, just to be safe. And they didn't really have the chance to warn anyone. Who knows? So maybe we're assuming wrong at the end of the day. But either way, of course they want to still be in the US, right? Of course they do. But all right, I'm going to roll the Should You Summon video comments, and The ending of the video is a little bit more talking about this, of course, before this little notice, but at least we know there is some news to come, hopefully soon, and they genuinely are working on it, which of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? They don't want to lose a market. They don't want to lose income. So yeah. All right, let's roll. All right, it's the typical question of the week. New hero on the banner, and a very interesting hero at that. Beelzebub is really cool, really interesting. Although, is he 100% a Dolores replacement? Not exactly from what I've seen so far, but he brings different stuff. In some cases, he's going to be better. I think in some cases, he's going to be worse. And I think he's just a really unique hero that can bring a little bit of damage himself, especially with a summon like boosted team. He can bring slow, which is super important for the cultist faction synergy with those lords and their bonuses that the faction members inflict more damage when the enemies are under CC effects. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. It's not only the inspiration that makes him a really solid and interesting choice, it's the fact that he just pairs so well with other summoners and just the Lord. If you're gonna go in and do something with a cultist team, he probably could be in there, and he's going to enable everyone to do more damage. He brings the magic vulnerability, which gets bigger with the first the first awakening, so that's good. And yeah, I think he's definitely worth pulling for. So is Zilla too, is still one of the best DPSs for Infernal in the game. If you are going to use a Twin Fiend or a Pyros team, maybe less needed with a Soul Cadence because he does a lot of damage himself. But if you have a Twin Fiend and that's kind of what you're working with, she is still an absolute beast to pair with him and to use in a lot of content where you need fighters or where you need the burn damage over time type damage. So good banner for sure, right? There's also this, a 1+1. So starting Saturday is a 1+1. Once you hit that, you can only have that happen, one time. And it can be any heroes that are on the standard banner. And this is spirits, just to be clear. It is the blue summons or the crystals used or diamonds used. The 15 times for Beelzebub, oh my god, is only a 15 times, but it is for both, but it's not a 2 times with a 15 times, so keep that in mind. But there is a normal 2 times separate. Now, I think if you're gonna pull, you might as well pull on this banner, not the 2 times, because they're really good heroes, and unless you already have Zilla 2 and you just don't want to focus at all him for future content or for what your team synergy is, then I guess you could still pull here if you're a newer player just hoping to get anybody in general. However, there's some stuff to keep in mind for the future. So should you summon this weekend, overall, I think is a yes. Get a copy of him, have some fun, but don't overly stress the awakenings. So up to Awaken 3 is definitely solid, but you can get more copies over time and still be able to use him as is in the meantime. It's really helpful that he restores rage, so he comes back to that more often. To be able to do the ultimate a little more often, or else he's a little slow, especially compared to Dolores, but at the end of the day, we have opportunities to get him in the future versus limited heroes that we don't. So what I mean by that is we're a couple, 3 weeks away? 3 weeks away from Valentine's Day, which happens to fall on a Friday. And you guys know how these games like to do Valentine's Day. Lust and Arrogance was a big part of that. And we know that there's good stuff coming. Leaks or no leaks, you know that there's going to be something good. And more than likely, it's going to be a limited event with 200 crystals to save. So I think the best advice overall is to save some, like at least 100, so you have some on deck for, or save your diamonds, like save something to where you can do like 100 summons now, where you don't touch those for the coming weeks, if that's something you could do. But honestly, they're throwing crystals at us pretty regularly, which is definitely helpful. We just got some other stuff, which I forgot to do my and I team because I was distracted by all the other stuff. But they throw crystals at us pretty highly, or diamonds. And there's another event coming for login where we're going to get even more. There's obviously all these other events we're going to get more from as well. Got to finish off this. So at the end of the day, it's not that hard to get 200 summons in a couple weeks. Believe it or not, it's not as much as it sounds. Plus, you don't actually need 200. You only need like, what, 170 maybe at the most, because you're going to sell your rares and get more diamonds. So keeping that in mind, just prepare, just assume that Valentine's Day is going to bring a limited hero, which you can only get for a special short time. Let's just assume that's the case and play it safe. Now, also keep in mind, I know the US player base is still struggling, so again, I want to mention that in almost every video I get a chance to, because I'm very aware and it really sucks. Luckily, I live in Romania, so it does not affect me, but it affects my viewers, you guys, my community, and it's not what I want to see. From what I can tell, there might not be plans for the... I mean, I don't say there's not going to be plans, but I don't know if there's going to be a solution for you guys being able to download the game directly. What I've seen posted so far is that all of the ByteDance apps that are removed, well, they had the access to them. You have access to them on mobile if you didn't uninstall them, but you might not have access to updates. Is that the case for Android and iOS? I don't know, but feel free to let us know in the comments if you guys have had success updating your game or reinstalling without a VPN. But in the meantime, you can definitely play at least with VPN no matter what. So there is that. It's just really going to hurt mobile, but you can use a mobile. On mobile, you can use a VPN. On mobile, you can use an APK. So it's not like you're 100% just unable to play, which I want to stress that the comparison to Dragonair for me, that sucked because I was like, oh god, it's just like Dragonair, but it's not. Dragonair was, if you had your account set up using a link to a Google account that was created in the US. My Google account was created in the US, but I don't even live in the US. I still lost my account. Where at least here with a VPN you could play, or with an APK you could play. So that does help, right? It does help. And I'm not sure how that works with Smile 1. You might still be able to use the links to pay online. And if you guys are trying to buy stuff with mobile because you really want to spend, and that's your choice to do so, whether or not you want to or not, that's your choice. The Smile 1 links to get W Gold should be just fine. I don't think those are restricted at all. Just because you can't buy in the App Store doesn't mean you can't use the Smile 1, which is why I also always have those linked in my description and pinned comment when I do the sponsored moments. Because, yeah, you can click a link and go in your browser on your phone. You don't have to be on your PC or a Mac or whatever to use Smile 1 and get the bonuses and the discounts that they offer. So keep that in mind. There is a deal going on now. I'll probably mention it in tomorrow's summoning video, which I will be summoning for him myself. Now, I think, should anyone not summon? I don't know. If you guys just don't care about the character, then just don't summon for him. As simple as that. It's a game. If you don't like a character, you're not too fussed by it, then just don't summon for it. That's like the simple answer, but I think he's interesting enough to want to summon for. I think there's going to be plenty of content where having a couple people that can do inspiration doesn't hurt, and having a really strong cultist team to play around with the AoE type stages. I still need Beatrix. Oh, I think is a good idea, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of new content in the future, and there's always going to be something that throws in some AoE needs. And I really love the summoners. I love Honora, and I haven't really done anything with that yet. So I'm looking forward to pulling him and seeing how he fares for the future as well. But all right, let me know if you guys have any final thoughts in the comments below. I think people should summon, just maybe save for the assumption of a Valentine's Day special event. Save a little, don't have to save everything.